G'day folks, today it is GoPro Day. The GoPro Hero 7 Black, Hero 7 Silver, and Hero 7 White all became available this morning for purchase. So in this video we're just going to do a quick unboxing and set it up for the first time, and then we'll take a closer look at it and talk about some of the new features. So there's not a lot of change in the hardware for the Hero 7 Black. You can see now that it's actually black. That's basically the only outward change that you can see. Now that's not necessarily a bad thing because that makes it compatible with all existing GoPro mounts and accessories such as the battery charger, the super suit. So all the gear for the Hero 5 Black, the Hero 6 Black is 100% compatible with the Hero 7 Black. Now just before we get started, you can see some of the key features here and pretty well the same as its predecessors, except now it does HDR photos. It has a new stabilization mode called Hyper Smooth, and it now does live streaming. So we'll be testing that out in future videos for sure. So we'll take the camera off the mount there. Inside the box here, there's going to be some standard things, a little pamphlet on GoPro Plus, some stickers, and the user manual. Inside the box there, we got our standard 2 mounts and a USB-C cable and a battery. So let's take the GoPro out of the case and we'll take a look at it. So as you can see here, it's identical to the Hero 6 Black, except that it is a darker shade of gray. We have the USB-C port and an HDMI port there, battery compartment on the bottom. So when we compare to the Hero 6 Black, you can see exact same dimensions. There's no difference there at all. But you can see there are some subtle changes. The texture on the bottom there and the sides is different. And this has more of just a matte finish. It's rubberized. So we will put our battery in, and hopefully we have enough charge in there to finish the setup procedure. Have to remove the back silicone there. You can see the markings for the Hero 7 Black are quite a bit different now. They've got the large 7 with a black both on the frame and on the camera itself. Now, one of GoPro's main selling points of this new camera is that it is a gimbal killer, is what they're calling it. The hyper smooth stabilization is supposed to be pretty good, to the point where you can get similar results as if this was mounted in a gimbal. Now, we will definitely be testing that over the coming weeks. We'll be making different comparison videos and see how good it actually is. The other nice thing about the hyper smooth is that it now stabilizes your video in 4K 60. On the Hero 6 Black, you could only get the stabilization in 4K 30. So having stabilization on 4K 60 is actually really good, because most of the time I like to film at 4K 60 just for the fact that it gives me the option to slow it down in post and get that nice smooth video if I want to. A couple of the new features is now saying it does live streaming, and we'll be testing that out. Another new feature that GoPro has introduced with the Hero 7 Black is something that they're calling time warp. Now, time warp is essentially a moving time lapse, otherwise known as a hyperlapse. And basically what it is, it's, if you're driving or walking, you can get some really cool looking time lapses. Now, the thing with creating hyperlapses is you have to keep the camera very, very steady. So with the time warp feature, it helps get rid of all the shake and distortion, so it looks very smooth and fluid. So let's get this thing fired up and we'll get it connected to a smartphone, and then we'll take a look at some of the new menus. So we'll power it on. So check English, legal stuff. You can see that there. It actually says legal stuff. Turn GPS on. It's giving us information about connecting it to our GoPro app. So we'll set that down. We'll launch our GoPro app. And that's kind of nice if you've seen that there. That's one of the other features of the Hero 7. Simple setup. All I did was hit add camera, and it searched and it found the Hero 7 Black. So we'll just hit connect to camera. We'll pair it. And that's a nice new feature there as well. You can see that it's allowing us to name the camera. You used to be able to do that. With the Hero 5s and Hero 6s, you weren't able to change the name of your camera. There's a camera update available, but I'm going to skip it for now. We'll do that after, just because there's not enough battery power in there to do the update. So it's all ready to go. So yeah, just like that. So that was actually very simple compared to how it used to be. You have to putting in your password and connecting it to Wi-Fi. So that's going to make it a lot easier for a lot of people. Gets rid of some frustration for sure. You can see the interface is quite different. You just slide across to go to the different modes. So we will dive deeper into that in a upcoming video. So what I'm going to do is go ahead and charge this battery up, and then we will continue with our video. Okay folks, so we're all charged up. Now the first thing I'm going to do is throw some memory into it. I'm going with the SanDisk Extreme Pro. I use these in all my devices, drones, and everything. Really good card. I'll include the links down below to that. So we got the memory card here. We'll just insert it like normal. Fits in the same way as all the other GoPros, just like that. So now we're going to turn it on, and the menu system is quite a bit different in this new GoPro, and actually I quite like it. I've already played around with it a little bit here, and it's made some really good improvements. Now what's different here is we used to slide from the right hand side, and that would bring up our Pro Tune settings, stabilization, and different options that way. But now to get to that, we touch this button here, and that brings up all of our settings. And what's really nice about it is everything is in one screen now. You don't have to keep swiping to get to every setting. So if we want to change the field of view, we can do so by clicking on it and adjusting it just like normal. And it gives you the live preview like the Hero 6 did. We can enable and disable stabilization. We can turn Pro Tune on and off. When it's on, you can see it gives us a whole bunch of new settings that we can mess around with. So to change modes now, there's a couple different ways we can do it. We can click on the mode button down in the bottom left-hand corner. From there, we can slide over to time-lapse, or we can slide over to photo. And that's where we dive in a little bit deeper. Like under photo mode, we have photo, burst, and night. Then we have video and looping. So in the time-lapse menu, you can see they've changed it. They've gotten rid of the time-lapse video, and it's been replaced by time warp video. They still have time-lapse photo, and they also have night-lapse photo. So the time warp video is that kind of hyperlapse mode where you can do those cool moving time lapses. So we'll definitely get into that in an upcoming video. Now the other way you can change modes is just swiping on the screen left or right. For example, we're in video mode. If we want to quickly go to time-lapse mode, we just swipe that way and it will put us into time-lapse mode. If we want to go back, that puts us back into video mode, and swipe again goes to photo mode. So to change our resolution and frame rate, we can click on that button there, and then we click this button up here, and that brings up all our frame rates and resolutions. And one interesting thing you can change here is they have an aspect ratio up at the top right-hand side. We can go from 16:9 to 4:3, and it gives you all the appropriate resolutions. So in the 16:9, it's got the standard 4K, 2.7, 1080, and 720. And from there, we can click on all the different frame rates. So yeah, that will definitely take a little bit of getting used to. One quick thing I want to show you here before I go is if we swipe down, that brings up our settings. It's got some quick buttons there, so you can turn on and off voice command. You can enable and disable the beeps. The little icon of the rabbit allows you to enable and disable quick capture. And then again, you've got the locking button. Preferences gives you the same kind of preferences that we've always had. And when you go to connections, I did notice there, and I was kind of wondering if we go to connect device, it is still listing the Remo remote there. So I wasn't quite sure if they were going to remove that feature since the Remo's been technically discontinued. They don't have it on the GoPro site, but it looks like the Hero 7 does support the Remo if you do have it. So another interesting thing that they've added is you can change your compression, your format there. If you click on it, it allows you to switch from HEVC or to H.264 and HVC, depending on which it thinks is best. So that's kind of interesting that they've added that. Some people like to film in that new format. So two more little things here. To get to your recorded media, now we swipe up from the bottom, not from the side. And they have this new little feature for shooting quick little 15, 30-second clips. If we click on it on the side there, you can set your duration. 30 seconds, 15 seconds. And that's kind of nice because a lot of people like to shoot just little clips. It makes editing and sorting your footage later on quite a bit easier, you know, instead of going through a 2-hour video file or an hour video file. So that's kind of handy for some. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people making use of that. So yeah, folks, that is the new Hero 7 Black. Like I said, this is more just an unboxing and setting it up and checking out the menu system. I'll be getting to work later this afternoon doing all kinds of tests and reviews and comparisons. And I'll be doing a initial impression video probably in the next couple days. So you want to make sure you stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss anything. The Hero 7 is available for purchase now in most retail stores, online at GoPro, and on Amazon. And I'll include the links down below where you can purchase it. I'll also include the links to the memory that I like to use and the ones I recommend for the Hero 7 Black. Now, the Amazon links do have my affiliate ID embedded into them, and I do get a small commission if you do purchase them. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and if you enjoy my videos, enjoy my channel, my content, and my tutorials, it's a great way to help support my channel without actually spending any extra money. and it really helps me continue and purchase this kind of equipment for review. Well, folks, that's it for my video. Thanks a lot for watching. Give this video a thumbs up. That really helps me grow my channel as well. Don't forget to comment down below what your thoughts are on the Hero 7 Black. Don't forget to subscribe, and we'll see you in the next one.